Olivia Blackwell sat alone in her large office on the 50th floor of a tall building in New York City. Rain tapped against the windows as she looked out at the gray sky. She was tired. Running a billion-dollar tech company was hard work, but that wasn't why she felt so empty inside. The real reason was the framed photo on her desk. Olivia picked up the silver frame and looked at the smiling face of a little girl with bright blue eyes and curly brown hair. Lily, her daughter. Missing for 22 years now. "Ms. Blackwell, your flight is ready," said a voice from the doorway. Olivia looked up to see her assistant, Nancy, standing there with a tablet in hand. "Thank you, Nancy. Did Sam send any updates?" Olivia asked, carefully putting the photo back in its place. "No, ma'am, nothing new this week." Olivia nodded. For over 2 decades, she had paid Sam, her private investigator, to keep looking for Lily. The police had given up years ago. Her ex-husband, Gregory, had eventually stopped hoping too, but Olivia never could. "I'll be back from Portland in 3 days," Olivia said, grabbing her coat. "Only call if it's an emergency." "Yes, Ms. Blackwell, have a safe trip." The company jet was smooth and quiet. Olivia could have worked during the flight, but instead, she closed her eyes and remembered that terrible day at the beach. Lily was only 3. Olivia had looked away for just a minute to answer a phone call. When she turned back, Lily was gone. The search had turned up nothing. No witnesses, no clues. Just a little girl who vanished into thin air. After they landed in Portland, her driver waited with an umbrella. "Where to, Ms. Blackwell?" "The hotel, please." "Yes, ma'am." "Should I wait while you check in?" "You have dinner reservations at Bellamy's at 7. Olivia checked her watch. It was only 4 in the afternoon. "No, I'll call when I need you. I think I'd like to rest first." But after 30 minutes in her hotel suite, Olivia felt restless. She hadn't eaten since breakfast, and the thought of another fancy business dinner made her feel tired. Sometimes, despite all her money, she missed simple things. On an impulse, she decided to go out alone. She changed into jeans and a simple sweater, something her staff rarely saw her wear. She put her hair in a ponytail and added large sunglasses. Without makeup and in casual clothes, few people would recognize her as one of America's richest women. "I'm going for a walk," she told her security team leader Jack when he called to check on her. "Alone." "Ms. Blackwell, that's against protocol," Jack said firmly. "I know, but I need some space. I'll stay in public places and keep my phone on." Jack didn't like it, but Olivia was the boss. She slipped out of the hotel and walked a few blocks, enjoying the feeling of being normal. The rain had stopped, and the late afternoon sun was trying to break through the clouds. After walking for 20 minutes, Olivia spotted a small diner called Sonny's. Through the windows, she could see red booths and a counter with spinning stools. It looked like the kind of place she used to go to before she became rich and famous. A bell jingled as she opened the door. The diner was nearly empty, with just an old man reading a newspaper and a young couple sharing a milkshake. Olivia chose a booth near the back and picked up the plastic menu. "Welcome to Sonny's. Can I get you something to drink?" Olivia looked up to answer and suddenly couldn't speak. The young waitress standing by her table had honey blonde hair pulled back in a neat bun. She looked to be in her mid-20s, with a kind smile and tired eyes. But it wasn't her face that made Olivia freeze. It was the necklace around her neck. Hanging from a thin silver chain was a small locket. Not just any locket, but one with a very specific design. 3 tiny stars arranged in a triangle with a crescent moon below them. Olivia knew this design well. She had created it herself, working with a jeweler in New York to make 2 matching lockets, one for her and one for Lily. "Ma'am, are you okay?" the waitress asked, looking concerned. Olivia realized she was staring. She forced herself to breathe. "Yes, I'm fine. Just coffee, please, black." "Coming right up," the waitress said with a smile. Her name tag read Kate. When Kate walked away, Olivia's hand went to her purse. With shaking fingers, she pulled out her wallet and opened the small hidden pocket inside. There it was. Her own locket, identical to the one Kate was wearing. Olivia had stopped wearing hers after Lily disappeared. It hurt too much. But she always kept it close. Kate returned with the coffee. Here you go. Are you ready to order food? That necklace, Olivia said, unable to help herself. It's beautiful. May I ask where you got it? Kate's hand went to the locket. Oh, this old thing. I've had it my whole life. Or at least as long as I can remember. My mom said it was with me when I was adopted. Adopted. The word hit Olivia like a punch. How old were you when you were adopted, I mean? Olivia tried to keep her voice steady. If Kate thought the questions were strange, she didn't show it. I was 3. My parents, my adoptive parents, they're great. They always told me I was adopted. They said they didn't know anything about my birth parents, just that I needed a home. 3 years old, the same age Lily was when she disappeared. The locket, Olivia said carefully. Does it open? Yeah, but there's nothing inside. It's too small for photos. My mom said it was empty when they got me. Kate looked at Olivia more closely now. Are you sure you're okay? You look like you've seen a ghost. In a way, she had. I'm fine, Olivia said quickly. Just hungry, I think. I'll have the cheeseburger and fries. Good choice, Kate said with a smile. Best burger in Portland. As Kate walked away to put in the order, Olivia's mind raced. It couldn't be. It was too much of a coincidence, but the locket was custom-made. There were only 2 in the world. With trembling hands, Olivia took out her phone and dialed Sam's number. Ms. Blackwell, is everything wrong? Sam never expected calls from her directly. Sam, I need you to run a background check. Immediately. There's a waitress at a diner called Sonny's in Portland. Her name is Kate. She's wearing Lily's locket, Sam. There was a long pause. Ms. Blackwell, are you sure? After all this time, I designed that locket myself. There are only 2 like it in the world. She's wearing one of them right now. She says she was adopted at age 3. I need to know everything about her. I'll get right on it. But Ms. Blackwell, please don't get your hopes up. There could be an explanation. But Olivia wasn't listening anymore. She was watching Kate move around the diner, seeing something in the way she tilted her head that reminded her of Gregory, seeing something in her smile that was achingly familiar. For the first time in 22 years, Olivia felt something she had almost forgotten. Hope. Kate brought over the food a few minutes later. Here you go, 1 cheeseburger with fries. Anything else I can get you? Olivia looked up at the young woman who might, just might, be her long-lost daughter. No, she said softly. This is perfect. Thank you. Kate smiled and walked away, unaware that the silver locket bouncing against her chest had just changed both their lives forever. Olivia barely tasted her food as she watched Kate move around the diner. Every few minutes she found another small detail that made her heart race. The way Kate tucked her hair behind her ear. The slight dimple in her left cheek when she smiled. Even her walk reminded Olivia of Gregory. When Kate brought the check, Olivia paid in cash and left a tip bigger than the meal itself. She wanted to stay and talk more, but she knew she needed to be careful. If Kate really was Lily, rushing things, could scare her away. Will we see you again? Kate asked as Olivia stood to leave. Yes, Olivia said. I think your cheeseburgers might be my new favorite. Back at her hotel, Olivia paced the floor of her suite. She canceled her dinner reservation and business meetings for the next day. Nothing mattered now except finding out the truth about Kate. Her phone rang at 11:30 that night. It was Sam. I have some information, Ms. Blackwell, he said. The waitress's full name is Kate Miller. She's 25 years old. Olivia quickly did the math. Lily would be 25 now. She was adopted by Daniel and Mary Miller when she was 3 years old, Sam continued. They still live in Portland. Daniel is a high school teacher, and Mary works at a library. What about the adoption? Where did they get her? That's where things get interesting, Sam said. The adoption was processed through an agency called Oregon Family Services. But that agency closed down about 10 years ago. Their records were supposedly destroyed in a fire. Supposedly? It's convenient timing. The fire happened right when the state was investigating them for some questionable practices. Olivia sat on the edge of the bed. What else did you find? Kate. Miller has lived in Portland her whole life. She graduated from Lincoln High School and is now in nursing school part-time while working at the diner. No criminal record. Good student. Volunteers at an animal shelter on weekends. Her birthday, Olivia said. When is her birthday? There was a pause as Sam checked his notes. May 17th. Olivia closed her eyes. May 17th. Lily's birthday. Is there any way to confirm if she's Lily? Any records of where she was before the adoption? Not that I can find, Sam said. The Miller's paperwork shows a private adoption, but there's no information about birth parents. That's unusual. Even in closed adoptions, there's usually some record. I need DNA, Olivia said firmly. Ms. Blackwell, I understand how you feel, but you need to be careful. If you approach this young woman and claim to be her mother, you could face legal trouble. I know that, Sam. I'll find another way. After hanging up, Olivia couldn't sleep. She took out an old photo album from her suitcase. She always traveled with it. Inside were pictures of Lily, as a newborn, taking her first steps, playing at the park. The last photo was taken the day before she disappeared. Olivia turned to Dorita, the back of the album where she kept the newspaper clippings about Lily's disappearance. The headlines were burned into her memory. Toddler vanishes from California beach. Search for missing child enters second week. No new leads in Blackwell kidnapping. The next morning, Olivia returned to Sonny's diner. She wore casual clothes, again, and arrived early, hoping to get Kate as her waitress. She was in luck. Back again? Kate asked with a friendly smile. The cheeseburger must have been good. It was perfect, Olivia said, but I thought I'd try breakfast this time. Over the next week, Olivia became a regular at Sonny's. She always sat in Kate's section and always found ways to chat with her. She learned that Kate lived in a small apartment with a cat named Milo, that she wanted to be a pediatric nurse, and that she loved old movies. You're not from Portland, are you? Kate asked one day as she refilled Olivia's coffee. No, I'm from New York. Business trip? Something like that, Olivia said. I've decided to stay longer than I planned. Kate looked at her curiously. You must have a nice boss to let you extend your trip like that. Olivia smiled. I am the boss. Kate's eyes widened. Wow, that must be nice, being your own boss. It has its moments, Olivia said. What about you? Have you always wanted to be a nurse? Kate nodded. For as long as I can remember. My mom says even when I was little, I was always taking care of others. My dolls were always sick, and I was always making them better. Olivia's heart clenched. Lily had been the same way. Your parents must be proud, Olivia said carefully. They are. They're great people, Kate said. Then she added, almost as an afterthought. They're not my birth parents, though. I was adopted. Do you know anything about your birth parents? Olivia asked, trying to keep her voice casual. Kate shook her head. Not really. My parents told me they adopted me when I was 3, but they don't know much about where I came from. Sometimes I wonder, who I look like, if I have their laugh or their eyes. Have you ever thought about looking for them? Kate was quiet for a moment. Sometimes, but then I feel guilty, like I'd be betraying my parents somehow. I'm sure they would understand, Olivia said gently. Maybe. Kate fingered the locket around her neck. This is the only thing I have from before. My mom said I was wearing it when they got me. Olivia wanted so badly to tell Kate the truth right then, but she knew it was too soon. Instead, she asked, Have you ever opened it? Kate looked surprised. It opens? Olivia nodded. Lockets usually do. Kate tried to open it but couldn't. It's stuck. Maybe it's rusted shut after all these years. May I? Olivia asked. Kate hesitated, then unclasped the necklace and handed it to Olivia. Be careful with it. It's the only link to my past. Olivia's hands trembled as she held the locket. It was identical to hers in every way. She found the tiny catch on the side and gently pressed it. The locket clicked open. Inside was a faded tiny photo. It was hard to make out, but Olivia knew exactly what it was. A picture of herself holding baby Lily. The same photo that was in her own locket. "There is a picture," Olivia said, her voice barely above a whisper. She handed the open locket back to Kate. Kate squinted at the tiny faded image. "I can barely make it out. It looks like a woman holding a baby. Do you think that could be my birth mother?" "It's possible," Olivia said, fighting back tears. Kate closed the locket and put it back on. "Thank you, I never knew it opened. Wait until I tell my mom." Olivia wanted to say, "I am your mom," but she stayed silent. She needed proof first, real proof that Kate was Lily. That night, Olivia called Sam again. "I need a DNA test," she said, "and I need a way to get her DNA without telling her who I am." "Ms. Blackwell, I know it's not ideal, Sam, but I saw inside the locket today. It has the same photo as mine. It's her, Sam. I know it's her." Sam was quiet for a long moment. "There might be a way," he finally said. "My cousin works for a genetic testing company. They're doing a research study right now. Participants get paid to provide DNA samples. I could arrange for Kate to be invited to participate." "Do it," Olivia said. "Whatever it costs." As she hung up, Olivia looked out the window at the Portland skyline. After 22 years of emptiness, she could finally see a light at the end of the tunnel. But she also knew that if Kate was indeed Lily, the road ahead would be difficult. How do you tell someone that everything they know about themselves might be a lie? 2 days later, Olivia sat in her hotel room waiting for Sam's call. She had hardly slept. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw Kate's face, looking for traces of the little girl she had lost so long ago. Her phone rang, and she answered it, immediately. "Ms. Blackwell," Sam said, "I've arranged everything. My cousin's company is running a genetic study about how DNA might influence career choices. They're offering $500 to participants. I've made sure Kate will receive an invitation to join the study." "Will she say yes?" Olivia asked. "She's a nursing student working at a diner," Sam said. $500 is a lot of money for someone in her position." Olivia nodded, even though Sam couldn't see her. "When will we know?" "The test takes 3 days after they receive the sample. But, Ms. Blackwell, I need to prepare you. There's a good chance this isn't your daughter. The locket could have been stolen or copied." "I know," Olivia said, but in her heart she was already certain. The next day, Olivia went to the diner as usual. Kate greeted her with a smile that now seemed so familiar. "You're becoming our best customer," Kate said as she poured Olivia's coffee. "The company is nice," Olivia replied. As Kate took her order, Olivia noticed she seemed excited about something. "You look happy today," Olivia said. "I got the strangest email yesterday," Kate said. "Some research company wants to pay me $500 to take part in a DNA study. All I have to do is spit in a tube and answer some questions about my career goals. Seems too good to be true, but I checked them out online and they're legit." "That sounds interesting," Olivia said, trying to keep her voice steady. "Are you going to do it?" "Already did," Kate said. $500 is a lot of money for me. That's nearly a month's rent. I went to their office this morning before my shift." Olivia's heart raced. Now all she had to do was wait. "Have you thought more about your birth parents since we talked?" Olivia asked carefully. Kate's smile faded a little. "Actually, yes. Opening that locket, seeing that there might be a picture of my birth mother in there, it made me wonder more." "What would you say to her if you could meet her?" Olivia asked. Kate thought for a moment. "I'd ask her what happened, why she gave me up." She twisted the locket between her fingers. "I'm not angry, you know. I just want to understand." Olivia felt a lump in her throat. "I'm sure she had her reasons," she said softly. "Maybe she didn't give you up willingly." Kate looked at her curiously. "What do you mean?" Olivia realized she had said too much. "Just that sometimes circumstances force people to make hard choices," she said quickly. I guess so, Kate said. Anyway, it was all so long ago. I have a good life. Great parents who chose me and wanted me. You're lucky to have them, Olivia said. I know, Kate smiled. Enough about me, what about you? You've been in Portland for over a week now. Don't you have to get back to your business in New York? My company can run without me for a while, Olivia said. I've found something more important here. Oh? What's that? Olivia smiled. Let's just say I'm reconnecting with something I thought I'd lost. The next 3 days were the longest of Olivia's life. She tried to keep busy by making phone calls to her office and pretending to care about company matters. But all she could think about was Kate and the DNA test. On the third day, Sam called. We have the results, he said. Olivia could barely breathe. And? It's a match, Ms. Blackwell. 99.9% probability. Kate Miller is your daughter. Olivia sat down hard on the hotel bed. Even though she had been almost certain, hearing the confirmation made her dizzy. Are you absolutely sure? She asked. Yes. My cousin ran the test twice to be certain. There's no doubt. Kate Miller is Lily Blackwell. Tears streamed down Olivia's face. After 22 years of searching, of hoping, and then giving up hope, she had found her daughter. But now came the hard part, telling Kate the truth. What do I do now, Sam? She asked. Carefully, Sam said. This is going to be a shock for her. She's built her entire identity around being Kate Miller. Finding out she's really Lily Blackwell, the missing daughter of a billionaire, won't be easy for her to accept. I need proof, Olivia said. Not just the DNA test. I need all the newspaper articles, the police reports, everything about Lily's disappearance, and I need the original locket. I'll send everything on the next flight, Sam promised. Olivia hung up and went to the window. Somewhere out in the city, her daughter was living her life, completely unaware that everything was about to change. The next day, a package arrived from Sam. Inside was a thick folder containing all the documentation of Lily's disappearance, the original police report, newspaper clippings, missing person posters with Lily's face, and a copy of the DNA test results. There was also a small box containing Olivia's locket. Olivia opened the locket and looked at the tiny photo inside. It was identical to the one in Kate's locket, but clearer, not faded by time. It showed Olivia holding baby Lily at the beach, both of them smiling in the sunlight. That afternoon, Olivia didn't go to the diner. Instead, she called Kate's phone number, which Sam had provided. Hello? Kate answered, sounding confused. She didn't recognize the number. Kate, it's Olivia from the diner. Oh. Hi. Is everything okay? You didn't come in today. I was starting to worry about my best tipper, Kate joked. I'm fine, Olivia said. I was wondering if you might have time to meet me somewhere after your shift. There's something important I need to talk to you about. There was a pause. Is everything okay? Yes. At least I hope it will be. Could you come to my hotel? I'm staying at the Portland Grand. The Portland Grand? Kate sounded impressed. That's the fanciest hotel in the city. You must be more than just the boss at your company. I'll explain everything when I see you, Olivia said. Can you come at 7? Sure, Kate said. I finish at 6 today. Perfect. Ask for the penthouse. Sweet when you arrive. Another pause. The penthouse? Who are you, really? My name is Olivia Blackwell, she said. Wait, Blackwell? As in Blackwell Technologies? That Olivia Blackwell? Yes, Olivia said. And there's something very important I need to tell you. Something about your past. About your birth parents. My birth parents? Kate's voice grew serious. What do you know about them? It's better if we talk in person, Olivia said. Please, Kate, it's important. Okay, Kate said slowly. I'll be there at 7. After hanging up, Olivia carefully arranged everything from Sam's package on the coffee table in her suite. The folder of evidence, the original locket, photos of Lily at different ages, including age progression photos that showed what she might look like now, photos that looked remarkably like Kate. At exactly 7 o'clock, there was a knock at the door. Olivia took a deep breath and went to answer it, ready to meet her daughter for the first time. Again. Olivia opened the door and saw Kate standing there looking nervous. She had changed out of her waitress uniform and was wearing jeans and a simple blue sweater. Her hair was down now, falling in soft waves around her shoulders. The silver locket gleamed against the blue fabric. "Please come in," Olivia said, stepping aside. Kate walked into the penthouse and looked around with wide eyes. "Wow, this place is bigger than my entire apartment building." "Would you like something to drink?" Olivia asked. "Water? Coffee? Something stronger?" "Just water, please," Kate said. "You've got me curious and a little worried. You said this is about my birth parents?" Olivia poured water from a crystal pitcher and handed Kate a glass. "Yes, please sit down." They sat on opposite ends of a large sofa. Between them on the coffee table was the folder and the small box containing the locket. "I don't understand," Kate said. "How would someone like you know anything about my birth?" "Parents? We only met 2 weeks ago." Olivia took a deep breath. "Kate, what I'm about to tell you will sound unbelievable. I only ask that you listen to everything before you decide what to think." Kate nodded slowly. "Okay. 22 years ago," Olivia began, "I had a daughter named Lily. She was 3 years old. We were on vacation at a beach house in California. I looked away for just a minute to answer a phone call, and when I turned back, she was gone." Kate's eyes widened, but she didn't speak. "We searched everywhere," Olivia continued. "The police came. They brought dogs. They interviewed everyone at the beach, but Lily had simply vanished. There were no witnesses, no clues, nothing." Olivia reached for the folder and opened it. She took out some old newspaper clippings and handed them to Kate. "Here are the news stories about her disappearance." Kate looked at the yellowed newspaper pages. The headline read, "Billionaire's daughter kidnapped from beach." There was a photo of a younger Olivia, looking desperate and afraid, and a small photo of a little girl with curly brown hair. "I'm sorry for what happened to your daughter," Kate said softly, "but I don't understand what this has to do with me." Olivia took out more papers from the folder. "Before Lily disappeared, I had special lockets made for her and for me. They were unique, custom-made by a jeweler in New York. They had a very specific design." Kate's hand went to her own locket. 3 stars and a crescent moon," Olivia said. Kate's face paled. "But that's just a coincidence." "Inside each locket," Olivia continued, "was a tiny photo of me holding Lily at the beach." Kate opened her locket and looked at the faded photo inside. "This could be any woman and child." "Yes, it could," Olivia agreed. She picked up the small box from the table and opened it. Inside was her own locket. She handed it to Kate. "Look, inside." Kate opened the second locket. The photo inside was clearer, not faded by time. It showed the same scene as in Kate's locket, a woman holding a baby at the beach. "This still doesn't prove anything," Kate said, but her voice was shaking now. 2 weeks ago," Olivia said, "I came to Portland for a business meeting. I went to your diner by chance. When I saw your locket, I knew it was possible you might be my Lily. I had my investigator look into your background. You were adopted at age 3 by Daniel and Mary Miller. There are no records of your birth parents. The adoption agency had questionable practices and conveniently had a fire that destroyed their records." Kate's face was very pale now. "This is crazy." "Your birthday is May 17th, Olivia said. "The same as Lily's. Lots of people are born on May 17th. Kate said. "That's why I needed proof," Olivia said. She took a deep breath. "That DNA test you took, it wasn't just for a research study." Kate's eyes widened. "What?" "My investigator arranged it. We needed to be sure." Kate stood up, her face angry now. "You tricked me into taking a DNA test? That's illegal." "The company is real," Olivia said, calmly. "The study is real. But yes, I arranged for you to be invited to participate." "I can't believe this," Kate said. She started to pace the room. "So what did this illegal DNA test tell you?" Olivia took out the last paper from the folder and handed it to Kate. It confirmed with 99.9% certainty that you are my daughter, Lily. Kate stared at the paper. The scientific terms were complex, but the conclusion was clear. Kate Miller and Olivia Blackwell were mother and daughter. This can't be right, Kate whispered. My parents. Daniel and Mary Miller are my parents. They raised you, Olivia said gently, and I'm sure they love you very much. But they are not your birth parents. I am your mother and your father's name is Gregory Blackwell. Kate sank back onto the sofa, the DNA results still in her hand. If this is true, if I really am your daughter, then I was kidnapped. I wasn't given up for adoption. I was stolen. Yes, Olivia said softly. But my parents, the Millers, they wouldn't. I don't think they knew, Olivia said quickly. The evidence suggests you were taken by someone who then arranged your adoption through fraudulent means. Your adoptive parents likely had no idea. Kate was silent for a long time, looking at the papers spread out on the table. The newspaper clippings, the police reports, the DNA test results. Finally, she looked up at Olivia. I don't know what to say, she said. This morning I was Kate Miller, a waitress and nursing student with normal parents and a normal life. And now you're telling me I'm really Lily Blackwell, the long-lost daughter of one of the richest women in America, and that I was kidnapped as a child. I know it's a lot to take in, Olivia said. A lot to take in, Kate repeated. It's impossible to take in. My whole life, everything I thought I knew about myself is a lie. Not everything, Olivia said. You're still the same person. You still love the same things, have the same dreams. This doesn't change who you are, just where you came from. Kate stood up again. I need to think. I need to talk to the Millers. She gathered her purse and moved toward the door. Kate, wait, Olivia said, standing up. I know this is a shock. I've had weeks to get used to the idea and I'm still trying to process it. But please don't shut me out. I've been looking for you for 22 years. Kate turned back, her eyes filled with tears. I'm sorry, but I need time. This is too much. I understand, Olivia said. Take all the time you need. I'll be here. I'm not going anywhere. Kate nodded and opened the door. Then she paused and turned back. Did you ever stop looking for me? Olivia felt tears in her own eyes. Never. Not for a single day. Kate nodded again, then left, closing the door behind her. Olivia sank back onto the sofa, surrounded by the evidence of her long search. She had found Lily at last, but she might still lose her. Kate needed time to adjust to the truth, to figure out who she really was. All Olivia could do now was wait and hope. Her phone rang. It was Sam. How did it go? He asked. She's in shock, Olivia said. She needs time. That's understandable, Sam said. This is a lot for anyone to handle. What will you do now? Stay in Portland, Olivia said firmly. For as long as it takes. I'm not losing her again. After she hung up, Olivia went to the window and looked out at the city lights. Somewhere out there, her daughter was trying to make sense of a truth that had turned her world upside down. Olivia could only hope that eventually, Kate would find her way back to her. For 3 days, Olivia heard nothing from Kate. She called the diner and was told that Kate had taken some time off. Olivia waited by the phone, hoping it would ring. She barely slept. She hardly ate. All she could think about was Kate and whether she would ever see her again. On the 4th day, Olivia's hotel room phone rang. Ms. Blackwell, there's someone here to see you, the front desk clerk said. Olivia's heart raced. Who is it? A Ms. Kate Miller. Send her up right away, Olivia said, her voice shaking. 5 minutes later, there was a knock at the door. Olivia took a deep breath and opened it. Kate stood there, looking tired. Her eyes were red, as if she had been crying. May I come in? Kate asked. Of course, Olivia said, stepping aside. Kate walked in and sat on the sofa where they had talked before. Olivia sat across from her, trying to read her expression. I talked to my parents, Kate said finally. The Millers. How did they take it? Olivia asked. They were shocked, devastated. They had no idea. Kate's voice was flat. They showed me all my adoption papers. They thought everything was legal. They paid a lot of money to adopt me. They thought they were helping a child who needed a home. I believe them, Olivia said. Your kidnapping was in all the papers, but it happened in California. If the people who took you brought you to Oregon right away, the Millers might not have made the connection. Kate nodded. My dad, Mr. Miller, he called the police. They're reopening the investigation. They want to find out who took me from you and sold me to the adoption agency. I've already got Sam working on it, Olivia said. He's my investigator. He's good at finding people. They sat in silence for a moment. Then Kate took a deep breath. I'm not Lily anymore, she said firmly. I don't remember anything about that life. I don't remember you or my father or being taken from the beach. I'm Kate. I have been for as long as I can remember. Olivia felt a pain in her chest, but she nodded. I understand. But, Kate continued, I would like to know about the life I might have had, about you, about my birth father, about who I was before I became Kate. Olivia felt hope rise in her heart. I'd like that too. This doesn't mean I'm moving to New York or taking your last name or calling you Mom, Kate said, quickly. The Millers are still my parents. They raised me. They loved me. Of course, Olivia said. I would never try to replace them. Kate seemed to relax a little. Good. Would you like to see some pictures? Olivia asked. Of you as Lily? Of your father? Kate hesitated, then nodded. Yes. Olivia went to her bedroom and returned with a large photo album. She sat next to Kate on the sofa and opened it. This is your father, Gregory, she said, pointing to a photo of a handsome man with the same honey blonde hair as Kate. We divorced a few years after you disappeared. The loss was too much for our marriage. Where is he now? Kate asked. He lives in California. He remarried and has 2 children. Olivia turned the page. These are your grandparents, my parents. They're both gone now. They never knew what happened to me, Kate said softly. No. My father died still hoping we would find you someday. My mother held on longer, but she passed away 5 years ago. Olivia turned more pages, showing Kate photos of herself as a baby, as a toddler, playing in a sandbox, eating ice cream, laughing in a bubble bath. You were a happy child, Olivia said. Always laughing. Always curious about everything. Kate touched a photo of herself at about age 3, wearing a yellow sundress and holding a toy airplane. This was right before it happened? Olivia nodded. A few weeks before. Kate was quiet for a long time, looking at the photos. Then she asked, what would my life have been like if I hadn't been taken? Olivia thought carefully before answering. Different, certainly. We had money even then, though not as much as now. You would have gone to private schools, had music lessons and ballet classes and whatever else you wanted. We had a house in New York and a beach house in California. Sounds like a fairy tale, Kate said. It wasn't perfect, Olivia said. Your father and I worked too much. We argued sometimes, and after you were taken, everything fell apart. I threw myself into building my company. Gregory remarried and started a new family. And you? Kate asked. Did you ever remarry? Have more children? Olivia shook her head. No. I never stopped looking for you. I never stopped hoping. Kate's eyes filled with tears. I'm sorry for what happened to you, for what those people did, taking me away from you. It wasn't your fault, Olivia said. I know, but still. Kate wiped her eyes. So what happens now? That's up to you, Olivia said. I'd like to be part of your life in whatever way you're comfortable with. I don't expect to replace your parents or for you to suddenly become Lily again. I just want to know you as you are now. Kate nodded. I think I'd like that too, but slowly. This is still a lot to take in. Of course, Olivia said. We have time. You'll have to go back to New York eventually, Kate pointed out. You have a company to run. I can run it from anywhere, Olivia said, and Portland is a nice city. Maybe I'll open an office here. Kate smiled for the first time since she'd arrived. You'd do that? I'd do anything to be near you, Olivia said simply. They talked for hours. Kate told Olivia about growing up as a miller, about school and friends and her dreams of becoming a nurse. Olivia told Kate about building her company, about the charities she supported, including one that helped find missing children. As evening fell, Kate stood to leave. I should go. I'm having dinner with my parents tonight. The Millers, Olivia said. Yes, they're still my parents, Kate said firmly. But maybe someday you could meet them. I'd like that, Olivia said. At the door, Kate turned back. There's one more thing. The police want DNA from you to confirm what we already know, and they may want to talk to you about the kidnapping. Of course, Olivia said. I'll help in any way I can. Kate nodded. I'll call you tomorrow. After Kate left, Olivia called Sam. She came back, Olivia said. She wants to know me. That's wonderful news, Sam said. But take it slow, Ms. Blackwell. This is a big adjustment for her. I know, Olivia said. But she's giving me a chance. That's all I ever wanted. 6 months later, a man was arrested in Florida. He had been a maintenance worker at the beach resort where Lily had disappeared. The police found evidence that he had taken several children over the years and sold them to a black market adoption ring. The ring had then placed the children with adoption agencies using fake paperwork. The discovery brought some closure for Olivia, but the most important healing had already begun. She had opened an office of her company in Portland. She had a small apartment there now where she spent most of her time. Kate was still Kate, and the Millers were still her parents. But Olivia was now part of her life too. One day, Kate came to Olivia's apartment for dinner. She was wearing both lockets now, her original one and the one Olivia had given her. I had an idea, Kate said. The hospital where I'll be working after graduation has a great children's wing, but they rely on donations. I thought maybe, say, no more, Olivia said with a smile. Consider it done, Kate smiled back. I hoped you'd say that. They weren't a traditional mother and daughter. They never would be. Too much time had been lost. But they had found something new, something different but just as meaningful. A friendship, a connection, a chance to heal old wounds and build something new from the broken pieces of the past. And always around Kate's neck hung the locket that had brought them back together after 22 years apart.